Okay, so hello everybody, my name is Kurt, and I want to talk a little bit about this vlog. So if you look back through some of the things I haven't posted as of now, I've got some camping stuff, I've got some kind of fun videos I made, just things. This is going to be a lot of different than that. From here on out, I'm going to talk about a lot about my career, and hopefully I'll get less tongue-tied as I go on, but I want to talk about where I want to go with my career and the areas of research that I am pushing myself into. And I have a background in aerospace engineering, minors in business mathematics, and I've spent several years building a small business with my parents. I also have a little bit of experience in the airline industry, but I'm moving away from that, and that's where this vlog comes into place. I really have always had a passion for trying to do things that have a large impact in the world. And when I was 16, I went to the bank and I put on a savings account. The reason I had a savings account, I said I want to have this to pay for my first spaceship. And money eventually got burnt because we had 2008 and everything crashed. But the thought was there, and that's still my goal, is I want to do something in space, something grand that really has an effect to the future of the human race. You know, just small goals with me. But I've been working with my parents for a few years, working on their small business, very practical, cash flow based, make enough money to pay yourself and actually survive and pay rent and get by. And it's been good. I've learned a ton, but it's not what I want to do, and it doesn't allow me to focus on the types of problems that I really want to solve. And I'm still an engineer at my core, but I love business, and I think business is the way that you build a company and how you understand to build a system, which is a company, to attack a problem or develop a product, which is really also attacking a problem in a marketplace where there's a vacancy. So I think about business in a very engineering-centric way, and I enjoy it. And that's why I think I'm ready to step up and start taking on bigger challenges outside of recruiting, which is where we're doing most of my work now. So that's what this vlog is. I've been researching, and I think I spent a while trying to determine if I should focus in on a specific area. Should I go and get my MBA? Should I go and get a master's in engineering? Where can I go to learn the things I need to know to do the things I want to do and solve the problems I want to solve? And I eventually came to the conclusion that as of right now, I don't know of a master's program that's going to get me there. And I love marketing, I love finance, I love systems engineering, but none of those give me the overarching view of what it takes to start with nothing and build a company. And that's what I need to know. I need to know if you have a moonshot goal, something that has a very slim chance of coming true, how do you find people who also share that goal, bring them together and focus them on a problem, and then find people who have the money to support that problem and the interest and the willingness to take that risk to go after it. And that's things I don't know. And I don't think I'm going to learn that going to an MBA program. If I'm wrong, please let me know. If you're in an MBA program or you went to one or you did one, and you know, go, this kid needs to go here, let me know. I'd love to go, I'd love to learn that. But as of right now, I haven't found where I can. So I'm going to try to figure it out myself, and that's where this vlog comes into place, I guess. I think the first step of any problem is to know the problem, which I've kind of defined a little bit. But then also I need to really determine where I want to build a business. And so that's where I get to here is I've started research into different fields that I think are going to be growing a lot over the next 10 to 15 years. And it started with space because that's where my background is in. And so I've seen the rockets coming online from Blue Origin and SpaceX that are going to be here over the next 10 years or so that are really going to allow us to scale deep space travel. Scale deep space travel in a way that we really haven't done before. SpaceX has their interplanetary transport system that can bring like 10 to 20 times the amount of cargo of what the space shuttle. I think it's a million tons or something like that. Not a million tons, kilograms, a million, I'll post it here, but it's a ridiculous amount. It's basically the equivalent of by mass putting the entire International Space Station up at once, where I think it took 40 missions before to do. So huge rockets, massively outdoes everything we've had before, and with that comes the ability to change our thought process around deep space travel. Whereas now we build one very complex rover and send it somewhere to do as much as it can while it's there. I think we're going to have a lot more mass-produced items, or larger production runs of spacecraft and planetary rovers. So we'll be able to bring the cost down, and it's just going to be awesome. I'm super excited. But that's where it started. I started there and seeing, all right, this is what they're doing. And I started researching that, and I found this kind of niche of technology called Exponential Technologies. Technologies that are going to be going from almost non-existent or very off the radar to absolutely everywhere. And I've seen this over the past few years with some of the things that I was interested in. Drones went from hobbyist toys, basically, to, in the next year or two, probably giving deliveries and flying everywhere. I think there's something you can go out and buy now and a kid can fly, whereas 5 or 6 years ago you had to solder your own control units together. It was absurd, but it's come so far. And there's other things like that too that I'm really interested in, self-driving cars. And through all this, I also discovered synthetic biology. I had heard about CRISPR and what they were doing with that, and I'm starting to research a little more about it, and it's just blowing my mind. So there's all these things, but these are all areas I want to learn more about, and I don't know which one's going to be the one where I eventually start my business in. But you need knowledge. Got to start somewhere. So what I want to do is I want to start connecting with people who are in these fields, who have the experience. I know so little about these that I don't even know what's possible, and I don't know what's not possible, and I don't know what's a reasonable goal for the next couple of years. And I need to learn that. I have to start by meeting people who know more than I do and kind of absorbing their knowledge. I don't want to go back to school and get a degree in any of these fields because I don't really have the passion to dive that deep. I don't want to have a master's or a PhD focused into one area of research. I'm really like being on the business side and understanding, having a working knowledge and having a knowledge of what is possible, what's not possible, how hard is it, how long will it take, that type of stuff. And then applying that into that system of a company of, all right, we have to worry about marketing and business development and fundraising and cash burn, and we have to do this and that and figure out how to reach a goal and find partners. That's what I like to do. And that's what I've always liked to do. Even as an engineer in engineering school, I was more project management than hardcore engineer. So I guess that's kind of where it leaves me here. I've got a bunch of things I want to research. I'm going to be vlogging it the whole way and talking about it. Probably starting a podcast to interview some of these people. And we will see where it goes. I'm excited. I think this is... I started a few years ago trying to narrow down where I want my future to be. And I looked at marketing, at finance, at systems engineering, at going back for an aerospace engineering master's, and I just wasn't happy with it. And I figured the only way that I know I'm going to be happy in the future is if I somehow find a way to maneuver my way to build a company or get in early on a company and have all the stuff that the engineers I used to know were like, who would want to do that? Like, that's what I want to do. I want to build a business. I want to interview the people. I want to put together the teams. I want to focus on that. And I just don't know how I can do that at a university program. So instead of a university program, I'm going to be creating a vlog and see how it goes. So thank you for sitting through this. It's been 9 minutes. If you sat through the whole thing, appreciate it. If you have any interest or if you know anything about any of these fields, please drop some comments below, or I'm at Kurt Styler, CurtStyler, probably post some here. Hit me up anywhere. I'm very curious about all these areas and I'm trying to push myself to learn. So if you have any comments, you think it's completely outlandish, or if you think there's a practical approach to gaining the amount of knowledge that I'm interested in, and breaking these down into practical steps to create some sort of a company, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. So thanks for watching this far if you've made it in, and hopefully you'll stop by for the next one. I'm really excited to get to work, and I've been doing research for a few months, so yeah, we'll see. Be commenting on some upcoming news stories I know, or things that happen. I'm going to try to bring it all here and talk about it, just document my way through figuring all of this out, and hopefully get better at being on camera while I'm at it. So, all right, thanks guys, or girls, or anybody. Thanks if anyone made it this far. So, see you soon.